Advance 3 is a pretty freaking great game, just throwing that out there before we begin on this one. Cream's role in the game actually comes at the end, where she comes into the story on the penultimate level of Cybertrack. Now this is just hilariously random, so I'm just gonna let you watch this bit. She just calmly floats from the sky with her umbrella like nothing is happening. Cream, what are you doing here, child? Taking a walk with cheese? That's how you ended up in the middle of this insane technological death trap? But we got lost. How lost could you possibly be to wander here all the way at the end of all 3 acts? I find this endlessly amusing. I really do. It's so random and funny, but at the same time, it's in character for her. She's just brave and naive and blissfully unaware of just how dangerous this place is. She just flows down like, doopy 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 doo, what a wonderful day. Just like nothing. God, I love it. Anyway, it's in this game that Cream and Amy's relationship is shown to be strengthened more than ever before. Most likely due to Cream's maturity from Emerl's influence. She's learned about fighting, how important it is for her friends and her world, and is fully on board as a supporting character. And she does so marvelously in this game. I'm assuming it isn't clear canonically how she does throughout the levels, but considering she's calm as fack in the middle of Cybertrack, I think she does alright for the last stage, Alter Emerl. Now I just want to throw this out there, and I'll be more than happy to explain my reasoning behind this later, but I think Sonic Advance 3's use of Amy's partner abilities is a hint to Cream's continued training. I think the fact that she has a hammer like Amy should be carried into other games and be canon, because Tails has adopted signature moves from his mentor / older sibling figure. I think it's only right that the newly combat-trained and battle-ready Cream should adopt Amy's signature hammer moves. But hey, that's just my personal preference, I guess. Nevertheless, the entire plot of this game is centered around the reincarnation of Emerl, Gemerl. He used the leftover parts of Emerl to make this new robot and named it Gemerl. You get it? It's because Emerl was named after an emerald, and now Gemerl is named after. So Gemerl is running around the entire game with Robotnik antagonizing the characters who are probably still hurting over losing Emerl. So having this wannabe attacking them left and right has got to be the worst. Anyway, it's Final Zone time, and after Robotnik is defeated on Angel Island, he tries to run away. However, Gemerl, with the old Emeralds programming inside, takes the Chaos Emeralds and transforms into Ultimate Gemerl, which is a giant head with claws for appendages. Practical, am I right? So Sonic uses the Emeralds to go super, and with Robotnik's help, they go toe-to-toe with Ultimate Gemerl and defeat him. However, his robot body is gone. I guess they thought he exploded into nothingness, but turns out a couple of days later he washes up on shore, completely wrecked and broken down. And who happens upon him? Why, the person that probably misses Emerl the most, Cream, of course. And Vanilla is with her too. And this is what is intriguing about that. Cream's mother must have known about Emerl. She just had to. Cream had to have talked about him before and after his death. It was too important to keep from her. But this makes me want to know just how much Vanilla has been told about Cream and her exploits. Just how much her daughter has matured and grown up despite still being a child. I want to know how Vanilla feels about Cream now that she's strong and capable and is a fighter. I want to know what these changes have done to their relationship. That's for later. Instead, I just want to point out that Vanilla has been told about Emerl, because otherwise Cream's desire to have Tails fix him so he can stay with them would have been denied. Also, something important to note, Cream, before her transformation into a reluctant warrior, has become accustomed to the people close to her being taken away and coming back. It is so important that Emerl dies at the end of Sonic Battle, because Cream hasn't dealt with someone she loves leaving and never coming back. It's so deep and sad but true for someone to finally realize who they are and what they need to do to keep their loved ones from being taken away, and then having to deal with the one thing that no one can fight against when it takes a loved one, which of course is death. It's incredibly poignant and vital to a character that has to come to grips with the proper time to use violence and not allow that to change who they are, to also have to come to grips with death and grief and not allow that to change who they are. Now, it's unclear just how deeply she was affected by Emerl's death, but as we see in her introduction, she seems to be her happy-go-lucky self, which means one of two things. One, the writers for Sonic Advance 3 decided not to make dealing with death a concept in this game, purposefully kept the script from going to that area at all, or two, everyone got over Emerl's death quickly and efficiently, allowing a very short period of grief off screen. But quickly moving on with life before this next game began. Now, I know the real answer is one, but I'm going to go ahead and just make both of them the real answer. Is that right to do? Well, no, but it makes me feel better about the whole situation. So they take Gemerl's remains to Tails. Tails fixes him up in a way that Emerl's personality is restored, and he moves in with the rabbits. What's quite possibly the best thing about this is the fact that Cream is the one to take him in, not Amy, his surrogate mother, or Sonic, his surrogate father. Cream. Why not them? Because the most valuable asset that Cream has is her ability to empathize with anyone and anything. This allows her to look at enemies with unclouded eyes, unlike other more experienced Sonic characters. She's trusting and willing to give anyone the benefit of the doubt every time. She believes in the good of everyone, evident by the way she treated Chaos Gamma at the end of her story in Sonic Battle. She wanted to understand him and to help him understand where he went wrong, despite trying to kill her and Emerl earlier that day. She doesn't hold grudges, she doesn't hold anyone's past against them, and she isn't concerned about the danger they possess. She just wants to help people. And these are the qualities a reincarnated Emerl needed to be greeted with. Other characters would express distrust, maybe even disgust at Gemerl, seeing as Emerl's death would still be fresh in their minds. Seeing this imitator, who just recently tried to kill them all, would definitely upset most of Emerl's old friends. And Gemerl, an Emerl copy who isn't exactly Emerl, would have been quite unfortunate if after his return from near death and his new Emerl gentle personality was met with hostility. So Cream opening up her home to Gemerl makes sense from that standpoint, and it gives an interesting dynamic to Cream and Vanilla's family. They've got each other, Cheese, and now Gemerl all under one roof. That's gotta make for some interesting character moments. Also, I'm not sure I mentioned this, but Emerl and Gemerl are two of my favorite characters as well. I think they are so good, and I would love to see more of Gemerl in the future, even though he most likely won't be seen again, which is such a waste in my opinion. But I digress. And I can just say that this final moment in Sonic Advance 3 never fails to make me smile and grin like a kid on Christmas. Nope, not looking at this one. I don't even count this as a game appearance for her. She's just a rescue mission and she disappears for the rest of the game. This game is badly handled in almost every field. You know this, I know this, it's been done to death. Let's not beat a dead horse. Instead, I'll just quickly say a couple of ways I would have improved this particular level of the game. First off, why does Cream need to be rescued? From what? She's just in a wall that Shadow could break down with a simple punch combo or a couple of spin dashes. If I was to fix anything about this pathetic rescue mission, I would make this a boss battle, or at least a mini boss battle to rescue Cream from. That way, there would be an actual reason for Cream to be rescued, because right now, she's just in a wall, which she can break open on her own. She's proven to be as strong as any of the other flight characters, and she's gotten even stronger thanks to Emerl, so she can handle a wall. Second off, why don't we just skip Cream needing to be rescued in general? Why not have Cheese be the one needing rescue, and Cream goes to Shadow to ask him to help her? This way, we can take Amy out of this and save her for a different part of the game, and Cream can actually have an extended period of time with Shadow, which could lead to interesting character interactions, because I don't think they've ever really interacted before. This whole game is about Shadow struggling with his identity, again, and a big part of that is the pull that Black Doom and Shadow's friends and associates have on his decisions. Both of these parties need to have compelling and conflicting ideologies to make Shadow's decision to side with either group believable. And I don't mean just for this mission, I mean throughout the entire game. Shadow's sense of right and wrong needs to be challenged by Black Doom and his friends and associates. Shadow is struggling with saving humanity or destroying it, so wouldn't Cream be one of the most compelling arguers for saving humanity? So let's have Cream go around with Shadow through the level, talk with him about the way she, an innocent little girl, sees the world, and the very real threat the Black Arms pose for her world. Maybe we could have a moment where Cream inadvertently reminds Shadow of Maria and gives him a memory that Black Doom has yet to give him, which could complicate his relationship with Black Doom. Third off, Gemerl. Why isn't he here? If Cream and Cheese are lost, then he's the first one that's going to be looking for them, not Shadow, especially now of all times. I know he's never mentioned again in any other game, which I hate / don't understand / would like to correct it if given the chance, but if Sega didn't have their heads occupying their butts, wouldn't putting him in this game make sense? And since we're in Robotnik's compound, maybe we could address the relationship with Gemerl and Robotnik after Sonic Advance 3. How about this as just an example? Gemerl is called by Robotnik on the promise that he can fix him or something, because, I don't know, maybe Emerl's memories are hurting / bothering him and he wants Robotnik to filter them out or something. Anyway, maybe he doesn't get that his creator is evil at this point, and Robotnik winds up reprogramming him as his slave again. Cream, waking up with no sign of Gemerl, takes Cheese with her and looks for him in Cryptic Castle, only to have Gemerl attack them, separating Cream and Cheese from each other, where Cream is running around trying to find Cheese and figure out how to get Gemerl back to his old self. Then Shadow appears, and the word bunny and the rescue mission for Cheese makes sense, and we can have a mini boss battle with Gemerl. And suddenly we've got an interesting and compelling rescue mission that doesn't compromise any of the character building from the previous games and actually matters to the game's narrative. Okay, that's all. Let's move on from this atrocity and head over to a better game.